Welcome data-driven logistics directors to this explainer. Today, we're unpacking a playbook that is literally rewriting warehouse operations from the ground up. We're talking about operational elasticity. It's a strategic shift. It's completely redefining material handling. And today, we're focusing specifically on the cutting-edge strategies you can tap into right now in Las Vegas. Let's get into it.
So here's a massive question posed by modern logistics. Is your capital currently locked up in idle equipment? For decades, the industry standard was this incredibly rigid, buy-everything mindset. But look, in today's high-velocity, highly volatile logistics environment, those fixed assets can turn into a massive balance sheet liability overnight.
Okay, let's dive into this strategic playbook. We're going to cover the capital trap, mastering operational elasticity, the complete equipment ecosystem, the Swiss Army strategy, and finally, the Las Vegas advantage.
Starting right off with Section 1, the capital trap.
The old paradigm was all about traditional buying, right? Heavy capital expenditure, extreme rigidity, and this terrifyingly high risk of technology obsolescence. Well, the new playbook flips that entire script. Now, it's all about agile rentals driven by operational expenditure. It's flexible, it's highly scalable, and crucially, it keeps your capital from stagnating.
And honestly, here's exactly why that shift is happening. Unplanned downtime costs often exceed rental premiums by a staggering margin. Think about a fast-moving intermodal hub. A single point of failure, like, say, your primary lift truck going down, can absolutely decimate your KPIs. That's exactly why modern logistics directors view equipment rental not just as some desperate emergency backup, but as a highly strategic, proactive tool.
Which brings us to Section 2, Mastering Operational Elasticity.
So what is operational elasticity? Essentially, it's the ability of a facility to literally stretch its capacity, adapting to market volatility without holding on to unnecessary permanent inventory. Think about it this way. Modern supply chains demand a lean baseline fleet. Why pay the massive capital cost for a 100-unit fleet year-round when your baseline is really only 80 units? Elasticity means rapidly scaling up those extra 20 units only when a seasonal surge actually hits. And one of the most brilliant financial tools to actually pull this off is the rental purchase option, or RPO. An RPO is this incredibly flexible contract where a percentage of your rental costs actually applies directly to the equipment's purchase price down the line. It shifts those costs from CapEx to OpEx, acting as a zero-risk bridge to eventual ownership. It's a total game changer.
And this brilliantly illustrates how the whole RPO process works in practice. It's really 3 steps. First, you get to test high-end tech, like Toyota's latest electric line, right there in your own facility. Second, you're building equity via OpEx as you pay rent. And third, you have total freedom to pivot without any purchase obligation if your volume or your duty cycle suddenly changes. You literally verify the performance before ever committing a dime of your capital.
All right, moving on to Section 3, the complete equipment ecosystem.
When you're building out that ecosystem, the playbook really starts at the very top. Toyota has been the #1 forklift in America since 2002. Think about that, holding the top spot for safety, durability, and reliability for over 2 solid decades. That is no small feat.
But here's the thing, having the best brand means absolutely nothing if you don't have the right fuel type for your facility's specific load profile. Right sizing is key here. Electric gives you 0 emissions, which is absolutely perfect for indoor food-grade spaces. LPG and propane? Those give you super-fast refueling for high-capacity multi-shift use. Gasoline is your go-to for general outdoor availability, while diesel is there to deliver maximum torque for those really heavy industrial loads.
Now, well beyond just the forklifts, your ecosystem needs a serious support grid. Power stability is simply non-negotiable if you want to keep automated systems and chargers running. JCB generators are perfect for this. Whether you need the rapid towing 56 kilowatt G70 RS for a really quick backup, all the way up to the heavy-duty 320 kilowatt G400 RS, you absolutely cannot let a grid failure stop your throughput.
And out in the yard, moving shipping containers and trailers efficiently is just as critical. Tego yard goats are the absolute industry standard here. These terminal tractors are DOT and EPA certified. And what's really fascinating about this is that TECO is actually the only manufacturer that operates its own massive fleet, meaning their designs are tested and proven in brutal, real-world, high-volume yard spotting.
Now, please don't overlook facility maintenance. Tools like Advanced by Nilfisk floor cleaners, sweepers, and scrubbers, they aren't just mops and brooms. They are critical asset preservation tools. Clean floors aren't just about aesthetics to make the warehouse look nice. They literally prevent your $50,000 forklifts from ingesting debris into their engines, and they significantly reduce premature tire wear. It's a huge cost saver.
Okay, let's jump into Section 4, the Swiss Army strategy.
Now, what's really interesting about this strategy is how specialized attachments completely change the game. Instead of buying multiple dedicated single-use vehicles, you can swap things out. Use carton clamps for delicate consumer goods, paper roll clamps for heavy cylinders, side shifters for precision placement, or even single doubles to move 2 pallets simultaneously. This whole Swiss Army knife strategy consolidates your fleet requirements and massively boosts your operational throughput.
And we have to remember, space is your absolute most expensive commodity, period. Specialized chassis designs, like the multi-directional Aisle-Master and Combi-Lift forklifts, allow your operators to rotate a full 360 degrees. This means they can work in incredibly tight spaces and super narrow aisles, drastically increasing your overall pallet density without the massive capital expense of actually expanding your building's footprint.
Finally, Section 5, the Las Vegas advantage. Over 800 units. That is the massive scale of Southwest Toyota Lift's regional rental fleet right here in Clark County. They offer equipment capacities ranging from a nimble 2,000 pounds all the way up to a staggering 36,000 pounds. That sheer scale gives you unmatched tactical breadth for literally any job.
And you know, scale equals immediate uptime. In the material handling world, the true value of a rental is measured by its delivery speed. Having Southwest Toyota Lift's local expertise in rapid delivery right here in the Vegas area is quite literally the difference between a minor operational hiccup and a totally catastrophic operational shutdown. Their certified technicians and massive local inventory absolutely have your back.
So, for facilities operating in Clark County, your central resource for this entire playbook is Southwest Toyota Lift Las Vegas. They're located at 2935 Lincoln Road, and you can reach them directly at 702-432-2200 or online at swtoyotalift.com/Las Vegas. If you're looking for rentals specifically, just add /rentals to that URL or simply find them on their Google business profile. Everything you need to scale up is right there under one roof.
So as we wrap up, I want to leave you with one absolutely critical question. Is your current fleet truly optimized for your next big shift in volume, or is your capital just tied up in the wrong equipment? It might be time to critically evaluate your warehouse agility. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer of modern material handling strategies. We'll see you next time.